Shabam.
It's live, everybody. Look at the little skull with the swirly eyes.
Oh, please, tickle me, tickle me, tickle me.
What is happening right now?
I have no idea.
What is going on?
Fire noise!
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 179 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
Well, it's been a few weeks.
It's been a week.
Or two.
Has been a week or two.
Yeah, we missed a week again. Oops.
Oh, like I said last week it was totally my fault. Except I was extremely sick.
Well, you texted us, and then Scott wasn't feeling great either. And then there's really nothing to talk about. So
There wasn't anything to talk about.
There wasn't
and
a
I was
whole lot
like,
going on.
I could really actually
take the
pop
day
a
off.
sleep pill and
Yeah.
rack out instead of that. I was like, if Jeremy's not there, let's just do it that way.
You just set us up for the hey, let's skip this week. So
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
It was fine. It's sometimes it's good to have a Saturday night off. So it was good.
For sure.
It was. And so definitely great to be back. Great to have all of us back together. Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
sure
All
that a
four
lot
of
of
us
us
back.
have some different stories from the last couple of weeks. So who wants to kick us off?
Scott, you got to have a good story. You always have something.
So this kind of goes. Jeremy will kind of corroborate on my thing, but like I believe it is the official kind of pandemic. Nobody gives a shit anymore. We're at that stage because today I went to the water park. There's
nice.
one just down the street from our house, like 5 minutes away, and it's a pretty decent sized one. Went to it, and it was so full. Like the parking lot, there's like kind of a field next to it that's just empty. That was overflow parking. There was people parking on the other side of the road and like walking to the thing. It took me like 30 minutes to find parking to go to this thing. And then when we got in, there was, I swear to God, they hit max capacity, which did not ever think would happen at a water park. But there was the most amount of people, not a single like mask or any care for social distancing. Like the wave pool was like shoulder to shoulder. Like, have you ever seen those things where like you see the Chinese or Japanese like overfilled wave pools?
Yeah,
It looked like that, where it's just a sea of heads. You can't even see the water anymore. That's almost as bad as it was at the water park today. Like it was absolutely nuts. So that was it. Like going in is just like, wow. Like,
It's like COVID's over.
I have never, it's been so long since I've been to somewhere where there was that many people in a single place. It was jarring, but I was like, oh my God, we're going back to normal, everybody. I can get run into by fat dudes without shirts
Yay.
again. Hooray.
Hey, that sounds
Scott,
like so much fun.
are you cheating on me? I thought I was the only fat dude without a shirt. That's
No,
what you
dude.
want to see.
No, my wife. So here's a good fun story. My wife had the complaint. So she went on one of the slides. She took my daughter on one of the slides and went on the big things. And there was my size guy, so larger, a man we'll call extra large, right? XL size, in front of her. And she was holding onto the rail, and it was really hot. It's like 90 degrees today here and very humid. So even if you're not in there, you're very sweaty. And she said the person kept leaning back and putting his back on her arm, like as she was trying to hold on to the railing. So just imagine just a sweaty back of a stranger just on your arm. I was like, eh.
That's gross.
That sounds awful.
Hey, it's almost as awesome as a water park. A geek together raid.
It depends on how you feel about pee. I think the Geek Together raid might actually be better.
Yeah, I was going to
True.
say Geek Together Raid definitely tops that.
Yeah.
So better
Although-
than a water park. A geek
But the
together
water
raid.
park near us does have cheap beers, so that's always a benefit.
Nice. I haven't been there yet. I want to check it out. But
It's good.
before I do that, I'm going to check out the chat. So shout out to chat. Well, first shout out to Geek Together. Thank you for sending people our way on Twitch. If you didn't know, Geek Together goes live every Saturday night, an hour before us at 7 p.m. Pacific. They're still doing their summer artist series, so you definitely want to check that out. Geek Together on Twitch. So thank you guys again for sending people our way. Quick shout out to the chat. We've got Gary, Middle Newland, John from the Toy Rewind podcast, Clint Crockett.
Happy birthday, Clint.
Birthday, Clint.
Happy
Today is his birthday. We got and thanks for the sub, Clint, and thanks for the sub, Geek Together. We also have Mountain Meg, Jessica, Babylight 83, Katie Beck. Let's see, Ed's here. Jessica, I saw Manny before. Thank you guys for all hanging out. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
It's good to see all the people
Hello,
again.
everybody.
All right. So to Scott's point, right? So this is why I think Scott's saying I can corroborate. So last week, like I said, and part of the reason why I know I got sick, like it wasn't on last week's podcast, right? Is I said so last week I said I went to Vegas.
Oh dang!
So I went to Vegas. So you would think that, you know what, Vegas has it down. They have signs everywhere saying basically like, hey, if you're vaccinated, said you don't have to wear a mask. Unvaccinated, you have to wear a mask. But guess what? Congratulations, Vegas. You have 100% vaccination. There was people everywhere. Like I said, it was a giant party. Like I said, it's almost like there's so much pent up demand from people not doing anything for a year. Like everyone's just going on like full on ragers. Like
for sure
in Vegas. Like it's like nothing ever changed, and it's actually been amped up like to 20 just because, like I said, like dude, there's everyone just drinking, going nuts over like even more so than usual in Vegas. Like it's crazy. I saw so many police interactions, like of just people acting stupid. Like I said in Vegas, I said sirens going off like literally every 5-10 minutes of just someone acting a fool and going crazy. But it was great. Like I said, it was a great feeling. Like it was, like I said, it was the closest of like, hey, you know what? This is life is coming back. Like I said, life carries on, right? Life finds a way, like Jurassic Park, right? But it was great. However, like I said, two different things happened on that trip. One, I said I ended up getting stuck there an extra day just because I said our plane not only had mechanical issues, but we just don't have navigation, period. So the funny thing is, right? The flight before
that's not good.
So the pilot came on saying, "Oh yeah, we ran into this issue. Like I said, before we took off at our last stop. So we thought we had fixed it, but I guess we didn't. So I would have hated to bend that, like I said, that those passengers on that plane before saying, oops, I guess navigation, just doesn't work. Magically.
We might show up in Vegas. We might not.
We don't need the
sure
GPS.
That's what it is.
We're okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Vegas down there. I see the strip.
Yeah, I fly this way all the time. Like I got this. Like
I think because that's the thing is like once you get there, you pretty much see like, hey, that's Vegas, right? From the air coming in, you can see those casinos or whatever. It's the flight out when they're like, well, I don't know what the Austin airport looks like from the air, like.
Yeah, like so I'm like that was great. So I said we got stranded there. Ended up having to actually stay an extra night. Oh no, an extra night in Vegas.
Oh shucks.
Oh dang it. So luckily I said there's like hotels aplenty to find, right?
It's the best place to probably have to spend an extra night.
Yeah. Exactly.
Manny wants to know where you stayed, Jeremy.
Wherever I can get free hotels. So like I said, I haven't paid for a hotel in Vegas in like 15 years. So like I said, just because we haven't been in a while, so the only place I could get for free this time was Bally's. So we stayed at Bally's. Like I said, right on the center of the strip.
And I can attest to it too, because Jeremy showed me the tricks to getting the free rooms, and I have gotten quite a few as well. Yeah. I think you had some crossover with somebody too, because depending on what Sunday to Wednesday, That was
might have been there
you
with
may have crossed over with Jeremy in Vegas.
Yeah, like I said, then then it was like it was literally like I said, just people everywhere. Like it was like back to normal. It was crazy.
So what about crowds though? So I know there's people everywhere. Was it like it's June, right? So it's summer. Vegas is usually pretty crowded, pretty much back to normal there too, like 100%.
100% back to normal.
Yeah, all right.
Like, well, and the funny thing is, right? So like, it's so much back to normal, but the rest of the businesses haven't caught up to the back to normal yet. So what ends up happening is, like I said, you couldn't find an Uber to save your life. Like, there's no one's working.
Let's lay off and not start working again.
Well, so it's a lot of that, but it's a lot of like hey, let's just like we're still getting the unemployment, so let's just go ahead and like hey, I can work and get like $2 extra more an hour, or not work and get free money. But yeah, so like waited for like over 45 minutes for an Uber. I'm like, finally said, let's cancel it. Yeah. So
that's nuts for Vegas because like I feel like the average time is 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Not minutes, right? Normally you go outside and there's a line of them just waiting and you jump in. That's nuts.
Right. So that was crazy. So then when we were taking cabs, right? But then we finally got an Uber one time. And I said we were talking about, and this guy was talking about. He's like, I don't know why. I'm like, I don't know why no drivers are on right now. He's like, they'd make a killing right now because there's so many people. Like he's like, and it's surge pricing because there's not that many people. He's like, this guy was like making like $900 a night just doing like 5-minute trips, like back and forth up and down the strip.
Casino to casino.
Vegas is easy.
Yeah.
The traffic and stuff, but yeah, you pick up all those people, you're making good tips, plus the surge pricing. Like, yeah.
Like
that money, son.
It's crazy.
It would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that ended up actually. I think because like I said, this happens every time. Right? So, coronavirus, no coronavirus. But I always end up getting sick. Like at the time, I said whenever I get home from Vegas, just because
it's just conglomerate of people that is in Vegas. You're bound to get something that you've not been accustomed to.
And you're not sleeping good. You're not eating normal. Like, right?
And you're probably going hard on the drinking,
Yeah,
so
probably a little too hard. Yeah.
So Manny was saying, I said, did you go to the buffets? I said, no. The majority of the buffets are still closed, and then the ones that are open. And this is kind of like hashtag lessons learned. Like I said, if you want to go to Vegas, like I said, right now, is any of the buffets that are open, you actually have to make reservations at. And I said, if you make reservations, and here's what's even crazier. If you make reservations anytime, like I said, 2 or 3 days before your trip, those reservations are already going to be booked up. So like I said, didn't get to eat at any buffet just because I said, I thought we could just get in. But no, normally just because I said they're still controlling the crowd at some of these restaurants. Like I said, you have to make reservations. So no buffets, and unfortunately, I said, but that'll be next time when we go. Maybe like I said, just because I don't have family or anything, so it'll be November. It'll be a Thanksgiving. I said it'll be a Thanksgiving trip. But no, anyway, so that was that, and then yes. So then I said, I think this needs to be an official bingo square. Is like Jeremy buys a hot toy. Like I said, just like Nate buys a Mezco.
It's gonna have to be one.
So end up getting this Toys Era. Like I said, basically knockoff Joker.
I love the fact that it's the Joker, but like you told us they can't call it Joker, obviously.
Yeah,
because that's
So technically, so this isn't the Joker. This is quote unquote the comedian.
The comedian.
Yeah.
Clever.
Those third-party figures, they're a lot better than they used to be. Like I know back in the day, some people would get third-party figures, and it was questionable on quality. But nowadays, with that stuff, you're getting really good quality stuff, like almost Hot Toys quality. So that Joker looks really nice.
Yeah, he's super crazy. And then I said one of my Hot Toys pre-orders did come in. I said I finally got my Spider-Man spider armor. Nice. So this guy is like super nice. Like,
I think it's really sweet.
Super awesome suit. Like I said, super posable. Like has like super posable.
It's got like a little bit of a metallic finish.
Yeah, shiny finish to it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's got a spider armor.
It's cool.
The funny thing is, like I said, we have we don't have friends, we have family. in terms of our podcast friends. So you need to give a shout out to Mike from Talking Pops, just because I said he was at Steel City Comic Con. I said earlier today, and ended up picking me up a hot toy.
Nice.
Again, Jeremy buys a hot toy.
I bought a
hot toy.
Well, because I've been wanting a Hulk. I said, but all the Hulks, I said have been sold out for the longest time. And one specifically I've been wanting is the Ragnarok Hulk in the armor. But literally the cheapest you can get that like on eBay right now is like $850. Like it's $850 all the way up to like $1,200, $1,400.
Dang.
Oh.
Somehow, some freak of nature, and I said, Mike was in the right place at the right time. He was looking at it. He had one. He was like, "Hey, do you need any hot toys?" And he sent me a picture, and they had a Ragnarok Hulk there, $500. So I'm like,
"Yeah, not bad.
Done.
Way better deal.
Way better.
Much better for that.
Cool." So
hashtag
trying to
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you were trying to get all the Avengers, right? I remember you have Iron Man. You had Captain America. So Hulk. Are you just missing Thor then? You have a Thor on the way.
I have a Thor that's over. I think
you have a Thor. Okay, cool.
In display cabinet.
So you got the core Avengers. That's cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So.
Awesome, man.
You need Arrow Guy.
Arrow Guy.
So here's the thing. So Arrow Guy, aka I said, Hawkeye, aka Ronin. I said he's not a very popular hot toy, so he keeps on going down and down and down in price. And so I think I can get him. I think I can get him. I said, sub 200. I said eventually, kind of like I said, right now I'm about to pull the trigger on a Captain Marvel. No one wanted Captain Marvel because you can pick up a Captain Marvel for like $150, which is insane for a hot toy.
Yeah, that's cheap.
That's really cheap for a hot toy. Yeah,
anything sub 200 hot toy.
Oh, so Mike says, like I said, he's in the chat. I said it's very heavy. Like I said, apparently, I said this box weight, this Hulk weighs like 50 pounds.
Jeez.
Oh my god, they are huge though. I mean, those Hot Toys Hulk. They're massive.
And at scale, Hulk is huge. So even at scale, you got this massive figure.
That's crazy. Cool, man. Well, you're getting quite a colletion. Did you get anything, Nate?
Yeah, I had a pretty epic toy haul too.
Nate bought a Mezco.
Actually, it's not a Mezco this time, but a Mezco did go up for pre-order this week, which was really awesome.
Vapor?
His name's Vapor. Yeah, he's cool. Maybe we'll check him out. But actually, this other thing that I got, I've been after for a while. It came out. It's a Target exclusive, so it's been really hard to find from NECA. I've been searching, hunting around, haven't been able to find it anywhere. And then I've made friends with these guys called the AZ Toy Hunters Guild. You guys can find them on Instagram. If you're local to AZ, they kind of look out for the guys in the toy community. The guy that runs it, Michael, we kind of been DMing back and forth. I'm like, man, I'm trying to find this set and I can't find it anywhere. If you happen to see it, let me know. So he'd sent me some locations. I'd gone there. They sell out almost instantly. It's like once these things are in stock, they don't stay on the shelves for long. So I started giving up. I was just like, I'm pretty much done trying to find this set. So I'm just gonna move on now. Lo and behold, that same night, Michael DMs me and he's like, dude, I found you one at a local Target. I'm gonna grab it for you. And so we met up the next day. Really nice guy. Just picked it up from him, and it's the Turtles in Disguise 4-pack, which is like a huge set from NECA, and it comes with just all this stuff, all the turtles in these costumes, pizzas, you got hats, you got just tons of accessories.
So basically, they're all the Raph from TMNT 1, right? It's basically his costume.
It's based on a episode where they all go out to New York and they just want to act like normal people, so they wear these
I
crazy
love the
masks.
It's gonna show the.
I've opened it, but I haven't taken everything out. I'm weird when I get stuff in. If I open it, I have to immediately start taking pictures of it. So I didn't want to do that just yet.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna get to it actually tomorrow. I plan on opening up and maybe doing something with it. So yeah, really a big shout out to Michael, man. Having that scratched off the list now is great because I don't have to hunt anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really cool when you find a nice community that's able to help you out with stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
Because like you said, not just NECA, like a lot of stuff's really hard to find sometimes because people just tend to buy it and clear out the stores because they can make a couple bucks off of it and stuff. So
the NECA
sometimes you need some help.
It's really hard to get your hands on it. It always goes fast.
There's not I don't go to Target or Walmart much here, but because there's never anything. Like right. I've never seen any of the new Turtle stuff. Yeah, like really the entire time I've been in Texas. So the fact that sort of it's been a week, right? I was in Arizona last week, right? Whatever week we all me and Nate both missed. I was in Arizona that week, but I went to Target and there's all this stuff there that I'd never seen in Texas, right? There's some G.I. Joe figures and there's some Marvel Legends I had never seen. I think I actually saw one of the Turtles, the two surfer guys. I don't even know. Oh yeah,
the Genghis and Rasputin. They're two frogs.
Yeah, the frog guys. Yeah. I had never seen those here. So I was a little bit excited just to actually see something cool on the shelf. So I don't know what it is, but the Austin Targets are just garbage for toys. I don't know. Somebody must be buying them all out.
It's because there's too many people here to be not enough Targets.
Toy hunters.
Yeah. And there's a lot more Targets, right? There's a lot more stores in Phoenix because you can go from Chandler to Glendale. Right. You can spread out all over the valley. So
that's very true. Yeah,
Austin's smaller.
To be fair, so a lot of the Austin Targets are not of quality in general. I've been to a few of them. I'm like, this looks like a Walmart. I don't know what happened. I expect more from you, Target.
I mean, Austin does have those neighborhoods too that are a little bit sketch. That I don't need to go to that Target. It's all right. I don't need to go pop hunting because I can just buy stuff on Amazon. So I haven't bought a whole lot of pops, and I actually spent part of last week going through everything on my shelves, and I found enough pops that I no longer want that I actually have some space on one of these shelves on the bottom, so I can start buying stuff again. This one's too big to fit on my normal shelves, but I pre-ordered this a long time ago. I got my first pop album, My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. It's pretty cool, nice. Man. It's got the little paper thing in the back of the album cover and the really cool band leader pop, but it's pretty sweet. So I am pretty stoked to throw this up on my shelf and have a new My Chemical Romance related pop.
Wait, so it came from Amazon and in good shape?
It came from Amazon.
Whoa,
yeah.
That's a chase in itself.
Dude,
yeah.
I had a packet, I'll have to post the video at some point, see if I can get it off the thing. Amazon drivers, man, are getting just lazy. Dude, I had the video. The guy today got a package, walks up from standing, just underhand lobs my package to the front, and as soon as it hits the ground, takes a photo of it and walks away. He's doesn't even walk all the way up to the house. This is fuck, there's your fucking package. Takes the photo and walks off. Oh man. Jeez. So you're lucky that you got that thing without any damage.
I haven't bought a ton of stuff off Amazon lately. I've probably slowed down a little bit, not just pops, just in general, but I've never had a problem. But my old neighborhood, right, the Arizona neighborhood, I'm still in that Facebook community group, and people they were getting lazy there too, man. They weren't going all the way to the front doors. They were hiding stuff in the bush, next to the garage, 10 feet from the front door because he didn't want to walk the extra 10 feet. So I don't know. And it's hot. I get it, man. It's summer. You wanna knock your orders out, but
I don't think it's
take
that.
It to my door, man.
I think it's that because they have X number of items to deliver and not enough time to actually deliver those in, that they're cutting corners wherever possible. Manny asked, hope it wasn't damaged. It was clothing that was in, but it didn't come in the clothing pack. It came in a box. So there wasn't much that, that guy could have spiked that thing. It wasn't going to actually break what was inside, but the next one may not be clothing items. He also asked, says, how good is Kilt Lifter IPA lager? What is it? It's a Scottish ale. It's from Phoenix area, right? From Four Peaks. It's as you can tell, I quite enjoy it. I have many items. That's a Kilt Lifter bottle opener. I actually even have the kilt that goes along with that sign. So, I'm a big like Irish and Scottish ale, like Irish red, Scottish ale fan. Jeremy can corroborate this. I used to have the kegerator, and that's what was always in my keg. So, big fan.
I saw Mike. Oh, Nate's getting up. I can't ask
Hi,
the
Nate.
question because Nate got up. We'll pause that question for a second.
Hey, Nate's back.
All right, Nate's
There he
back.
is.
Cool. Nate,
Sorry.
I'm glad you're back. That's okay. Mike from Talking Pops asked you a question. He said that he saw the turtle set at Steel City Con today for $225. Do you know how much those? What's the normal retail on those?
These are $125 retail. So
Yeah.
sounds like they probably marked them up a little bit at that con.
A little bit, about $100
Because
or so.
They're pretty hard to find, I gotta say. So I mean, if you can get one, you might just want to grab it because I don't think they're gonna be continuing to supply them. Once they run out, they're kind of gone.
Mike just picked up the musical mutagen tour set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
awesome.
cool. Did you find that in the store, Mike? Because that's been a while.
We
Unless
found
you
it
found it
at the con. At the
con. I was going
at
to
the
say,
con.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That'd be a good idea. But yeah, very happy to have that set, man. I've been hunting that for a while. It's really cool. Comes with like just so much shit,
So,
like interchangeable faces.
that's crazy.
It's pretty.
Yeah, you
cool.
can like take their heads apart and change out their faces, and there's like 4 different face types and stuff.
Yeah, different expressions.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Mike says he got that turtle 4-pack for $175 at the con.
Oh, nice. I think it's a good price for it because it's, like I said, it's rare.
It's not that, because it's 4 figures, so
Yeah, and
it's
if you
not
go on
bad.
eBay, you're gonna spend more than that.
yeah.
So Nate, I have to ask you a question because I'm like, I said one of the things that probably occurred to me that I'm like that this week that I like had no idea like that how fast it was. Like I didn't realize I said ordering stuff from overseas. Like I said, like there's like two opposite ends of the spectrum. It's either one takes forever, like months and months and months, or I had a package literally shipped from Hong Kong to here within 5 days.
It's pretty
ridiculous.
It's pretty insane. Yeah, I order my stuff from a website called HLJ.com, and that's how you get import figures. But I usually do DHL, and it's here within like 3 days.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's
And it's
like
coming
Amazon
all the way
Prime.
from-
Like,
yeah.
it's like Amazon
So
Prime
far.
from like Hong Kong.
And the cool thing about that is usually like they'll let you ship like a couple different things for the same price for the DHL shipping. So, it's expensive because it's overseas, more expensive than like a Target or something.
Yeah.
But they let you kind of like maximize it by putting more in there. So I usually get like 2 things maybe instead of just one.
Yeah, I've become a master of the conversion rates. Like I said over the last few days about like how $1 American is 7.423 Hong Kong dollars. Just in case anybody wants to know.
And then, they had a delay in a lot of that for a while. Like they weren't doing EMS shipping. They weren't doing airmail, airmail is the cheapest option, but it's also the slowest. That takes like 2 to 4 weeks. But now they're doing EMS, which is basically the same thing as DHL, just a little bit cheaper. So
it's crazy.
It's crazy how fast. I mean, some of that stuff ships faster than someone in the United States.
Yeah, like it's nuts. Like it's absolutely nuts. Like that Joker figure got here in less than a week.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me it's crazy, so fast.
Ed says he never hears anything good about DHL. I feel like it's usually slow for me, but maybe it's just the international one, right? Like you said, you're paying a little extra. Maybe they give more priority to those.
Yeah, that's true.
The U.S. stuff, they drag their feet. Totally not related. Well, sort of, because you're talking about buying stuff. I got a random email from GameStop. I pre-ordered 3 pops like a while ago. They showed up more than a week ago. And then I got an email today saying that GameStop is sorry that I'm not happy with my order. Here's my $30 back. I never sent them a message saying that I wasn't happy with my order.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I checked my bank account. I got a $30 refund from GameStop for absolutely nothing.
Dude,
so I got 3 free pops.
GameStop makes the weirdest, like, just decisions like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, how do like what? Like, I mean, thanks, but like, that's bad business, man. Like, that's why you guys are going to go bankrupt.
Exactly. And they put their brand new figures, like part of their sales, that sometimes they'll do these like blanket sales on all Marvel stuff, but it even applies to the stuff that just came out.
Right.
So you're getting me like $20 off. Yeah. It sells out almost instantly, and everybody's getting $20 off a brand new figure.
Well, like even like some of the normal stuff, right? Like the Legends, like those Marvel Legends helmets, like that stupid Ant-Man helmet I picked up for like $20. Like Amazon, I said the cheapest they've had is like $50. Yeah. So like, and it was free shipping. I'm like,
and you wonder, you wonder why GameStop has problems.
Yeah. Why are they losing money? I wonder.
Because they overprice things and no one buys them, and then they have to sell them in clearance at like half off.
And they issue refunds to people that didn't even complain about the product.
They're like, have your money back. I'm
hey, you know what? Let's issue 10 million refunds today.
I think I need to complain about my GameStop order that I didn't place.
I think you should too.
Let's just see,
I did place an order because of the cost. I won $10.
It's not exciting, but I got 3 Cattell Marte Arizona Diamondbacks pops, in case anyone was wondering. That's what I got for free.
Nice.
It was fun. Otherwise I would have talked about it, but I got it for free. Yeah. Or about an old order. Like, I don't know. They're just giving out money right now.
They have all that to the moon money right now.
That's fine.
Diamond hands.
You know what? So GameStop was the one, and then AMC was supposed to be the next one. AMC stock finally paid off for me. I sold my AMC stock at $60, and I was very happy. I held on to it. I was about to sell it at like 20 because I'm like, this is dumb. I want out, but I held out. And
so you didn't to the moon it though.
Hey,
you didn't
diamond hands. Diamond hands.
No, God no. It's AMC. Like no, it's an all-time. AMC was at an all-time high.
Yeah.
No, like it's never getting better than what it was. I think it was up to like 70 at some point. But I got out at 60, and I was.
You sold yours higher than mine. Like I sold mine like 50. I think I had an auto sell order in at 50.
Yeah, this was all happening when I was in Arizona, so I wasn't paying that close of attention. I saw it when it was at like 30, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I tried to log into my E-Trade, but I didn't remember my password and stuff. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah, like. So by the time I looked at it again, it had gone up even more. So thank you, Reddit or whoever drove up AMC stock.
Yeah, that
was nice.
Larry, see, you did a bad thing though. You sold. You needed to go to an AMC when you were in Arizona and get your free popcorn. Did you?
I kept one share. I kept one share so I can get my free popcorn and be part of their shareholder thing. So I'm still in because I bought the stock at $9. I'm like, $9 for a free popcorn. I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah.
So I'm still a shareholder. Thank you very much.
All right, good. Go get that popcorn.
Because they have AMC here too, don't they?
Yeah, there's AMC. It's right down the street. It's right down the street.
Yeah.
A nice one. They literally just built it, and they literally just built it right before COVID.
Nice. Well, we could go there and see Black Widow because after watching Loki, I'm totally excited.
I was gonna say it's been 33 minutes. Yes. Let's talk about something.
How's that for
a great segue?
For a segue?
It's good to have some fresh Marvel that is like universe expanding. I don't know. Loki just seems like a breath of fresh air to me. Like I liked, gosh, what am I trying to say?
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Thank you very much. WandaVision I didn't really care for as much. But Loki, man, it's just hitting the stride for me. Like right out of the gate, I'm just like, okay, this is cool.
It's because it doesn't feel completely separated from the MCU.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think that's what it is, right? Like I said, the other two shows they felt completely separated from the MCU. Like I said, they had to connect. They had the same characters, but it just felt separated. Loki, I think, just because of the way, like I said, it automatically leads into the show with the disappearance, like I said, in Endgame, and it picks up directly after those events.
And it has scenes from like Endgame and the other movies in it.
Yeah,
right. You're actually seeing what's happening because it's taking place at that time. So you actually have that direct link to be like, here's exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's exactly where it is.
It was kind of like watching Endgame, right? Where they kind of went back into their own movies. Like we got to see how Loki died and stuff, but we already knew. So it was fun. That part was fun.
Or it's kind of cool to see one guy that you realize wouldn't have known about what happens to the main him.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, oh,
Like, oh, wait.
And just learning about the time variance authority and kind of like their purpose and how they interact with the world around them, and just knowing that exists now, you're just like, whoa.
So
Like that's a whole other thing, because they're trying to protect multiverses from happening again, which Doctor Strange is called the multiverse of madness. So maybe Loki does something to cause that to happen.
I'm wondering if there's still like ways, like, because you saw multiple universes in Doctor Strange, right? He goes through a whole bunch of different ones, and if there's no multiverses, how does Dormammu's realm exist, right? So like, I guess there's a lot of questions I have on that one, because I don't know, we've seen multiple universes before. Here's the thing that I have, I appreciate the show for, but it also felt kind of like a cop-out. So you guys know I'm not a big fan of the fact that they did time travel, right? They introduced time travel as
well established fact.
Well established that time travel just it muddles the water, and you basically have a get out of jail free card with everything that you do, right? So the TVA goes in whenever there's time shenanigans. Kind of that idea prevents them from doing my one problem is Black Widow's dead. Who's stopping you from going back? Finding a Black Widow. Black Widow is like, oh, we need her. Yeah. Let's pluck her out of 30 minutes before she makes her jump, and then bring her here, and then we can just drop her right back. No harm, no foul, right? Mm-hmm. So the TVA aspect kind of helps prevent like, oh, this can't happen. But then they pulled the little cop out of the Avengers time traveling thing. They're like, oh, that was supposed to happen. So we let all those shenanigans we allowed to occur. And I want to be like, wait, so your cop out is if we let it happen, or as the writers, we think it should be okay, we'll let it happen. Else, just assume that the TVA came in and fixed the timeline, right? Manny's saying, are we telling spoilers? We're going to try to go as is tradition. We'll try to go as little spoiler as possible.
Well, as is tradition. Scott always says that, and then we do a ton of spoilers. So.
Well, it's true, but I'm going to be fair. This is only the first episode. It's not like it's revealed a ton to us.
Well, there's not really that many spoilers to begin with. Like
you're just kind of learning about the world that Loki's in currently.
Yeah, there's two kind of spoilers. We'll say there that we will avoid that will help set up. Kind of they're very important for the future of the show, but we won't talk about like the ending and the drawer, I guess. Like, so, I think those should be off limits for now.
Going back to what Scott was talking about, the time travel thing, knowing that the time variance authority exists. First of all, because we have some diehard comics fans, Jeremy and Scott, was this part of any of the comics, the time variance authority?
Yes.
Yes,
it was.
In fact,
and Mobius is the character.
Mobius.
Yeah, okay. Mobius is Mobius, and he looks exactly like Mobius.
First of all, I was surprised. I thought it was Morbius.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, that's dumb.
So it's Mobius, like a Mobius strip,
like infinite loop, like Mobius strip.
Infinite loop, where it's like the infinity sign but twisted, so that if you start on one side, you always will eventually get back.
Okay.
Thank you, Larry. I forgot to put that up.
Okay.
So Mobius exists. The TVA exists. Similar thing, right? The problem I have with it is if you're a Doctor Who fan, and so things like some of the fact of like there's a lot of stuff that's very similar with Doctor Who and the TVA and like the Time Lords. So there is some goofiness with that.
And Doctor Who came first.
Doctor Who did come first.
In all credit, because I said the TVA and that whole story is relatively new, like I said, in the Marvel universe. So just real quick, I just want to shout out to Ed's comment. Shout out to Joss Tacola. I hope they bring Joss Tacola back.
Tell us about Joss Tacola.
Joss Tacola was the first energy drink.
Yeah,
it was basically it was. Yeah.
So like Surge or something probably would have been.
No. Jolt.
No. Well, no.
Yeah,
that's all a caffeine. Like I'm talking about, like I said, actually designed as an energy drink. Like so it was cola that had guarana in it. And so
All right.
because the funny thing is, right? So back in the day, because
Guarana.
people didn't know what guarana is, they kept on messing
Yeah.
up with guana, which is batshit. So they always
Okay.
call it like the batshit soda.
It's got poop. It's got bat poop in it. And they got guano.
Yeah. All right.
Ventura.
Jeremy's right. Wikipedia does say that it is the first energy drink. So
I always consider like Jolt was the first. That Jolt I
Yeah.
think was for me.
but
Jolt
I
and
think
Surge
it-
were the start of the craze of the
It
extra
is.
caffeine.
exactly. But Josta, I guess, gets the title of the first one being produced as an energy drink. Fun fact, I don't know, the Coke distributor or whoever came to my high school and passed out free Josta. That was fun. So I know I had like multiple bottles that I got for free. So that was fun.
That's like
That's
when
the only reason I
Monster-
know about Josta. Yeah.
I always loved when Monster was first trying to get popular, and they still do it to some extent now. But like that truck, they would pull up that big ass like F-150 or F-350 that had the
Yeah.
ice in the back, and they just had all the
Start passing
cans
out.
in the back, and they would just start handing out these iced.
They still
cans.
do that.
Jeremy,
They still
Remember
do that.
Red Bull would do that with like the
Yeah.
little mini truck
Yeah.
with like the little Red Bull can on it.
I mean, they
They'd
still
have
do it
two
to this
girls
day,
in
but
there.
when it first happened, like Monster was everywhere with those. They would just catch them driving on the road. Like now they go to like cons, events, and that sort of things. But back in the day, you'd just be like at the grocery store, and that Monster truck would pull up and just start handing shit out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that. Yes, free energy drinks.
I'll take one.
No, honestly, the best though, like so, right? So, just going along that line, right? I love people who would just hand out random stuff. I said my fondest memories are at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm like, I literally got an entire meal. I said walking back to the hotel room one night because one person was handing out energy drinks, and then Pizza Hut was handing out full-size pizzas like just to everybody on the street.
Go. Anybody walking by, here's a free pizza. Like, all right. Like,
Sir, do you want a pizza?
Thanks.
A full pizza?
at no point, if anybody is ever like, sir, would you like a pizza at no charge? You don't even have to be Pizza Hut. Like, you could be like a sketch dude in an alley somewhere, and I might be like, yeah, pizza, all right.
If you deny that, there is something wrong with you. You never
I don't know
turned
about
down
this.
free pizza.
I don't know about the sketch dude like in the alley or parking lot or something, but I mean, it is free pizza, so we hungry.
You had a moment of doubt, and then you're like, "Well, it's
Yeah,
pizza."
sure.
It's pizza.
If I'm hungry
right.
enough.
Yeah.
So
Going back
that,
to Loki.
that Loki.
Okay. So yeah, so to your point, like they're not branching into like new territory. This kind of line is new, right? Like Loki doing the potentially time shenanigans Loki is new. At least in this context. There's always been time and space shenanigans Loki.
Yeah.
But this specific, like this is not based on an established storyline that I know of yet.
No, it's not.
Like nothing that I can.
I think they said that it isn't too. I think
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
came out publicly and said it's
The-
not based on anything.
The only loose, like I said, and this is an incredibly loose thing. I said that they're like theorizing that it's based on, and I said, and there's some merit to it just because the casting has already been done. Is like I said, this is what is going to introduce us to King the Conqueror, because King the Conqueror, like I said, it worked
Time
for
travel.
this. Like this, well, honestly, it was like I said, it was one of the time overlords, right? Like I said, and like that's what they're presenting that center. I said that center being as that center like timeline being to be is they're trying to basically set that up as potentially King the
It
Conqueror.
might be King the Conqueror.
Yeah.
It's the next
So-
quote unquote
but-
big bad.
Yeah.
So is Kang part of the TVA then? So like,
Not
King is-
traditionally, no, but
but he might be in this.
it could be in this one. And it kind of looks like him, but
Like literally, it looks like the actor. Like so, like the actor that they chose. Like
Yeah. I mean, it could be just
when he has those weird, like, it looks like he's wearing headphones, right? King the
Yeah.
Conqueror has this weird,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's
mask.
this costume
helmet thing.
design
It's-
thing. Yeah.
He has
What
it's a future helmet, so it's like a space helmet, but it has his face is like exposed.
Yeah.
I
Like
thought it was pretty cool how they messed with like, or they hinted at the Infinity Stones. Like he wanted the Tesseract, didn't work.
Yeah.
He finds the other Infinity Stones in that desk drawer, and he was like, "Oh yeah, those are come through all the time."
so
It's like-
there is precedent to that though.
It makes you feel like, okay, like the Infinity Stones and the Infinity Gauntlet, that was like big time magic back in the Avengers. But now you're seeing that this place there's things that are more powerful than that because it can control it.
100% established though that in the Marvel universe, the Infinity Stones only work in the universe in which they were created in. Yeah. So if you take them to a different like one from one universe and go to another, it still contains some amount of power, but it does not work in the same fashion. It is tied directly to the universe because they are what created each of the universe, right?
Yeah.
There's
only one set of the Infinity Stones. So all those other Infinity Stones are for different branches of reality.
Yeah.
So like I said, so for example, the main MCU timeline, like I said, there's one set of Infinity Stones. That's it. So all the stones that were in the drawer are basically from all the branch timelines that they ended up actually killing off.
Yeah, and potentially other ones that get reversed, right? So it kind of brings out, and there's two factors: is generally Infinity Stones only work inside the established universe. TVA, kind of like all these, it's always right. These time things are always in their own little pocket of space and time. Like, and Mobius says it, right? Like, he's like, time works different here than it does everywhere else. And similar to what Umbrella Academy, right, has their time authority that time works differently for. So those stones aren't going to work when there's no established universe anyway. And then they have them directly tied. So, as they remove, if the TVA goes in and there's a branch involving an Infinity Stone, they take the stone. All they have to do is when they wipe out that branch of the universe, that stone becomes just effectively a rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa. What about that time stone that Loki pocketed that one, right? Like, right. He's holding the green one there for a little while. Like that didn't go back in the drawer. So does that mean he's not going to be able to use that anywhere?
Like I said, he won't be able to. If they follow the comic book rules of the Infinity, the gems, right? Stones in the movies, gems in the comic. Yeah. If they follow the established lore of those, it will not work.
Just like when he tried to use a Tesseract, it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. I like it so far. I think it's interesting. I think there's a couple ways they can go, and I don't know where they're gonna like. Typical Marvel TV show, right? I feel like there's a bunch of things in this first episode to kind of throw us off track, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Here's the thing that I have with this series. It feels like this is going to be the one that actually drives that narrative forward. To Jeremy's point, it could be Kang the Conqueror. So. I think this feels like it's the one where we're actually going to get like a hint as to maybe what's the big bad or what's at least setting something up, right? Whereas the other two didn't set anything up. They just there.
Well, Nate mentioned like, right, Doctor Strange is the multiverse of madness. Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be in the Ant-Man movie. The Spider-Man movie is supposed to have multiple Spider-Men. Like, clearly there's multiverses happening. This should set it up. However they're going to set it up, right? It's going to happen in Logan.
Well, and then all the just how they time traveled back in Endgame was through the quantum realm. So Ant-Man lost Quantumania, like,
So there's going to be some
time
weird
travel there.
I just really hope they don't use like this TVA thing as a way to, like Scott's point, as a way to just erase things, and start over with other things.
It's them going, like in the MCU, right? Like. Well, you can't go time travel unless we say it's okay. Well, and like it's this excuse that Marvel can have and be like, when they're like, why did they get to time travel and create this weird spin-off? And they can just be like, well, TVA didn't destroy it because that's the way it was supposed to happen.
I actually don't have a problem with it, and this is the reason why, right? So, like I said, in the comic books, like I said, the characters don't age. Like I said, we have actors that are aging out of their roles. Robert Downey Jr. right now, like I said, when he's dead and right or now, like in the role, right? But that dude's in his 50s. Like
he ain't gonna be Iron Man in that much longer.
Like he gonna be, like I said, even if he was still alive, he ain't gonna be Iron Man that much longer. So like I said, this eventually gives a way to like rewrite things to where like, hey, it still fits the general Marvel story, but now it can basically explore, like I said, that a different area of the universe where, like I said, someone else is like maybe Iron Man in a different reality.
Yeah.
Or just Tony looks slightly different because things didn't transpire exactly as they did in this one. Somebody swatted a mosquito in 1942, and somehow that altered the thing, and Tony's now born.
You could still be
years later.
Tony Stark, you just don't look like Robert Downey Jr. Like kind of like the Flash, right? Like CW Flash.
Yeah.
He's run into other in other timelines or in other Earths, like he's not the Flash, but somebody else is and stuff. So it just
like
you said, it sets stuff up.
I like Manny's question here. So my question in this series is, since the TVA destroys a branch of time, do you think Cap going back in time and staying there created a new branch in time? Wouldn't the TVA erase him? Yeah.
So see, that's the thing. They could have just been like, it was supposed to happen that way, and that's fine. We can have these two little concurrent universes rolling.
But did you see, like, so what everyone is saying is Peggy Carter, that they potentially saw the back of Peggy Carter, like I said, in the series. So,
but here's the other issue. Here's the other issue with that is, according to the Russos, they didn't actually consider the fact that Cap going back in time would have created a different timeline. So they actually consider that him being alive that whole time and being in the universe as just an old man was just how it was. And for some reason, when she dies alone in her apartment or whatever, right, he's just not there. Like, he had to leave so that or something. I don't know. But they were like, no, that didn't create a new timeline. So they don't think that created a new timeline for the TVA to even address. They're wrong, but they don't think. And they wrote the movie, and they're wrong. That issue is there.
Whatever,
whatever.
It's just a feel good thing. Yeah, like Scott said, they maybe messed that up, but oh well. Yeah. It feels good, right? And it's fun that he got to go back. Yeah,
and live this.
And maybe they find a way to fix it.
Yeah,
I don't know. So what if are the TVA good guys, or are they the bad guys in this show? Like, so what's gonna happen? Because I feel like they're kind of bad guys.
The TVA are there. They are not good. They're not good or bad.
Yeah.
They are just, they maintain a timeline. If that means killing an entire branch of a timeline to make that not, exist anymore, they do it. Right? So they're not good. Like, they're not going out and be like, oh, that's a good timeline, we'll let that go. Like, they literally is just, they have a job to do. They're doing it.
Whether that kills people or saves people, it doesn't matter to them.
Doesn't matter.
Well, and you have to think about it too, like in the MCU, Loki no longer exists, right? Because he got killed by Thanos before the snap. So I originally thought they may try to reintroduce Loki back in the MCU this way. Like, okay, you're the new Loki that kind of knows all the history, but now they've showed him how he dies. So won't that mess up that timeline?
Well, because here's the thing is, they killed the timeline that he was in, right? That branch got erased. So the timeline that still exists is the one in which he died and has no idea about, right? The original Loki that we've seen and has died never knew about getting the Tesseract and teleporting out.
Because when he gets the Tesseract is when that new timeline splits off, and then they
destroy it. So that timeline is gone completely. So he doesn't know, but it could be a way to introduce him back in, right? Depending on how this show plays out. If he's not erased, right, or anything happens by the end of this, they could introduce him back into the MCU. If they, one of the things is Mobius keeps saying, we might be able to do something for you if you kind of cooperate with us instead of being just a chode like he was, right? So they could just pluck him and plop him back in the MCU and be like, look, he's back. I'm alive. It was all a trick. Ha ha ha. God ambitious.
So, like I said, with the other quote unquote Lokis running around, I said going around and killing people. So, do you think it's going to be Lady Loki? I said that's actually going to be quote unquote the villain.
Ooh. Lady Loki.
That kind of seems likely.
Why not?
It could be. I mean,
there's going to be a Lady Thor now.
This discussion though about it, You talk about Loki uses magic. He's a shapeshifter, right?
Oh yeah.
In this instance, like, does it like he could be anything? Like, he can look like anything, and like they made the joke about him turning into a snake, right? In Ragnarok. So when they were children, he turned himself into a snake for a little bit.
All right. So you just brought up an interesting point, Scott. So like, I think so. You also have Thor: Love and Thunder coming out. I think that's going to be multiversal too. I bet you that's how I said there's Jane Foster Thor. It's a different timeline. It's a different timeline. It's not Jane Foster from Green Timeline. It's Jane Foster Thor timeline, which is, like I said, a multiversal branch.
Yeah. Yeah, and Manny's bringing up that everyone's been saying, I hope it's not like a little, no, we're not going to do this. But they've said that, like, Mephisto is not going to actually show up, at least for now, in the MCU. So we can pull that, stop thinking about, the MCU's version of the devil being the bad guy.
But WandaVision.
Well, and I think the thing is, I think at some point in time, I'm hoping maybe they do it with this series or do it with, like I said, what's the next? What's the next movie after Eternals? Eternals comes first.
Oh yeah,
they need to drop a hint about who that big bad's going to be.
That teaser did nothing for me, by the way.
They've gone too long.
Yeah, like there's all these memes about the Eternals. Like they see Tony snapping and they're just kind of sitting there like this.
Oh yeah.
And then Avengers are gone. They're like, oh, we're ready. We're going to be the new Avengers now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that excited. Like we went to lunch. So it's actually Black Widow, then Shang-Chi, then Eternals.
Then Shang-Chi,
and then Spider-Man, right? There's four movies before the end of the year, starting with Black Widow July 9th. And we were kind of saying yesterday at lunch, like, I feel like it's been so long since Black Widow too. Like, I'm really glad it's almost here, but I'm kind of less excited. Like, it just feels weird because we've been waiting so long. I think Eternals kind of gets stuck in that too. Like, I don't know who these people are. Like, I trust Kevin Feige and the whole MCU thing, right? Like, I didn't know who Guardians of the Galaxy was before either, but that's one of my favorite movies. But I'm not really excited about Eternals. Like, do something to make me excited.
Yeah.
You get that stick, like, do something.
Yeah, do something.
Come
on. Do something.
Do something. Don't just sit there.
That's the way I feel right now with MCU, right? Is like, show me something broader. Because right now they're very specific stories. And you kind of had this setup in Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? Which was, Sharon Carter's the power broker. And then they just came out with an article that being like, yeah, like, we're real sorry we made her a bad guy. We're going to fix that the next time around. Like, we're going to rework that or something. Like, so you set up something cool that a good guy becomes the bad guy, and then you just erased it. Like, you're like, oh, people didn't like that, so you better back off. Like, show me something, because now I'm like, oh, that whole power broker thing probably goes nowhere then, right? Like, you just told me not to worry about that as a thing. So let's show me the money, right? Show me the money. Show me why I should be giving you money.
Wait, Jerry Maguire is going to be in the MCU? Is he going to be? He's going to be in Spider-Man, because everybody's going to be in Spider-Man.
Based on, it's just a matter of time before we finally get a crazy Tom Cruise in some sort of role. They just need to find a superhero who's 5'3". He could be Puck.
He could be Wolverine.
Yeah, he's actually, to be fair, he is the actual height of Wolverine in the comics, but he's not stocky enough. He's a little guy. But
he can put on some weight.
Give him a kind of a fat suit, he could be Puck. He's about the right height.
Yeah.
To everyone's credit, though, like since there's been no movies lately, like I said, or the movies that have come out have just sucked. Like I started rewatching old movies. I'm like, I forgot how good Edge of Tomorrow was. Edge of Tomorrow is a fantastic movie. Like I said, if you haven't gone and rewatched that movie in a while, go and rewatch that. I said it's a really good movie.
There's tons of movies that take the theme of Groundhog's Day and run with that as a theme. Edge of Tomorrow does it in a really clever way.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Edge of Tomorrow in a really long time. I know everyone likes to know what crappy sitcom I'm rewatching, but I decided to start rewatching King of the Hill because Texas.
Yeehaw! We said it earlier, and I didn't hit the button because we kept going.
Well, if you didn't know, that's a bingo square. Super late shout out to podcast bingo. If you want to re-listen to the whole 59 minutes and 48 seconds of podcast, go ahead and go to podcastbingo.com/STS Guys, and you can get your own bingo card. Shout out to Andrew from the Toy Rewind podcast for making that for us. Sorry we said it so late. Any final thoughts on Loki episode 1? I saw somebody asked how do we feel about it dropping on Wednesdays?
I like it.
Instead of
good.
Fridays.
It's fine. The day doesn't matter.
I kind of prefer Friday, but I don't
Me too.
Really care.
I prefer Friday. Maybe
Fridays
I'll get
nice.
used to it.
Fridays are nice because they're usually like the lighter day.
Exactly.
So
well,
I
and
can,
it starts my weekend. I'm like, yes, I can watch, Loki tonight. I'm good.
Well,
if I
then
have it on Wednesday, then it's
just wait to watch it until Friday. Then
I can't.
Spoilers.
And the thing is, though, it's like Wednesday. Like that was back in the day. Like Wednesday was the release day for like all the new shows. Now it's all over. But like back in the day, if you remember, back in like the 90s and early 2000s, Wednesdays was new show day. So this just comes back to that.
But here's the thing. So like, I think they're trying to basically mess around with basically multiple, because they have multiple different shows coming out, right? So you have Loki coming out, and then you still have that crappy Star Wars show that's out, that animated show.
Yeah, Bad
right?
Batch.
Bad Batch, that's on Fridays. I think you're gonna start to get multiple different shows out. Like honestly, I Wednesday, Friday, I don't know. I actually like it Wednesday just because I'm like, okay, hey, it's something to do midweek. Like hey, I got a show to watch.
It's unfortunately, with the way things are going, it's the only show out right now. So whatever day it's on, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah,
it's true. I think I just have to get into the routine of watching it on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Like I woke up and I'm like, oh yeah, Loki comes out today. But then like I got so busy with work and stuff. Like I didn't get a chance to watch it at lunch. And like I forgot. And then I was probably feeling like Nate, like, oh, like I thought I'd be able to squeeze it in somewhere along the line, but I didn't. And then Wednesday night came and I'm like, oh crap, I got to watch Loki. I
completely forgot it was on Wednesday. And it wasn't until like late Thursday night when I kept seeing people post on like Instagram about it. And I was like, it's like, did they get early screenings? It doesn't pop up until tomorrow.
I was like,
and then looked and I was like, oh, it came out Wednesday. Like it's been out for a day and a half and I haven't even watched it yet.
We'll get used to it, I think, right? And now that I know it's there, I'll be looking forward to it this coming Wednesday. I gotta check out episode 2 before spoilers.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. You know what else you should check out? ShumiStore.com. That's right. They sell Funko Pops. And if you enter code STSGuys.com, you're going to save 10%. Real quick, you should also follow us on Instagram. Oh, no, I want to do that last. And then you should, I don't know. Remember last week when you guys are like, Larry's really good at this stuff.
Yeah.
There we go.
Set you up for failure this week.
Oh, firing off.
I don't know.
It's the best, Larry.
Yeah, I know. It's so you need some new t-shirts. You should go to animatedapparelcompany.com, buy yourself some new t-shirts, enter code STS Guys, you'll save 10%, and you'll get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
Totally out of order, but you should follow us on Instagram at STS Guys. We're on Twitter at STS Guys, and we are also on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I am Larry from the STS Guys.
Show him like a villain.
I was to say, Nate, that's you.
Show him like a villain.
Ding 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 diggy ding ding. Ding 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 diggy ding ding.
All right, Larry, before you go on, can I appreciate Nate's consistency with that phrase? Because what he said just there and what he said in the thing, there's no like difference in like timbre or like tone. It is the same every time. He's got that down. I appreciate that, Nate.
Well done. Well, you know what else we can't mess up? If you didn't know, we've got a lot of friends who have podcasts.
I don't have friends.
I just messed that up.
Family.
You should check out our podcast family. We got Talking Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, Four Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Years, The Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, The Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 beers, and a mic. the Figure Booth podcast with Nate and Josh, who never miss a week, and the Totally Rad Movie podcast, who all Scott and I do is miss weeks.
Yeah, we do. We keep saying like we should do it, and then we can't we can't decide on a movie. So this week,
asked if we're going to do it tomorrow. We are not
tomorrow,
ready to do it tomorrow. I promise
this week we'll do one. We'll pick a movie.
We said we were going to watch Congo.
I'm
probably. I watched like the first like 30 minutes of Congo.
Amy.
I'm probably busy this week. So
go away.
It might have to spill over to next week. We'll figure it out.
So it'll be Congo.
Yeah.
Phenomenal movie, and it will be next, either this week or next week. But yeah, unfortunately, it won't be tomorrow.
Yeah, no. So Ed is right. There is a rumor that it's not dead yet, and that it's still the case. Yet. It's just that life support, man. It's taken on by a thread, but it's not dead yet.
They have definitely more things going on now than when we started that, but we don't want to give it up, so it will continue on.
Plus, it's fun to say it's not dead yet. So
it's not dead yet.
I want to watch Congo. Yet. I want to finish Congo, so we'll finish Congo. We'll follow Totally Rad Movie Podcast at Totally Rad Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and you'll know when it'll come out. Probably like middle of June. So real quick, shout out to Tyler Calvert, who's in the chat too. Go check out his YouTube channel because he's awesome. Just a little podcast. They're awesome too. And MJ Pop World, if you enjoy Funko Pops and Twitch streams, MJ Pop World is also on Twitch, and you should check them out because they're awesome. Jamiezy 3000, that dude's awesome too. I just think I set the record for saying awesome the most amount of times in like 30
That's awesome.
seconds.
Larry,
we have an awesome.
That's enough, but you're pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we have an awesome request. Manny wants to hear. I said my theme song. Do we still have that? On?
Yeah, they all should be.
All right. Yep. All right. I'm gonna play Jeremy's, and then we'll do the
raid,
double thing.
And then we'll raid Goat versus Fish.
All right.
So stick around.
If you like pop culture, video games too, comic books and Funko Pops, Marvel and MCU, there's only one podcast. Come give it a try. They talk all that nerdy stuff. The STS Guys, it's Jeremy and the STS Guys. Find them at stsguys.com.
Totally worth the $5.
Yeah, definitely.
Best $5.
Whoa! Where'd that come from?
I ordered new stickers.
Whoa!
We saw
Hold
you
up.
yesterday. And I don't have any in my possession.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I saw you yesterday.
I don't remember things all the time. So we're not going to speak about this, but too much. But within like 2 months, it's going to be the STS Guys 4-year anniversary. There's a 4-year anniversary sticker too.
Nice. That is awesome.
You son of a bitch! You did it.
That looks really cool, actually.
So we're gonna give them away to everybody who wants one. So stick around, follow us on that Twitter, and we'll tell you how to get some free stickers real soon. Yeah,
Good
times.
Jeremy, do your thing. It's been too long.
All right. Larry, you ready to go versus Fish?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So for episode 179 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.